I'm Gwen Preston. Welcome to another backstage interview at the May Metals Investor Forum, and I'm joined now by Adam Melnik of Zacapa Resources. Welcome to Zacapa's first Metals Investor Forum.
Thank you, Gwen. We're very excited to be here.
So Zacapa is still a pretty new entity, right? You listed in January, I believe. So, only 5 months on the ground. And let's get straight to the point of it. The share price went on a pretty strong run out the gate. And then has come back off for lots of reasons, market being one of them for sure. The thing that propelled you out the gate was probably Red Top. You have a portfolio of projects, but Red Top was the one you were drilling before you even came to trade. So talk to me about what Red Top is, what drilling you've done, what you've learned so far, and when people can expect the next bits of information.
That's a great question, Gwen, one I'm very happy to answer. So Red Top's a really interesting project. We're 8 kilometers away from the Resolution deposit, which hosts 50 billion pounds of copper in the ground. Gets us really excited to have a local analog that's a really well-endowed system. Importantly, it's an intact porphyry copper system, and that's what our target is at Red Top. So there's a surface expression of quartz sericite pyrite alteration, which we've now drilled 6 holes into. We have knowledge about 1 kilometer cubed of rock, and we know that there's a lot of alteration, quartz sericite pyrite alteration, advanced argillic alteration, which you would affiliate with the upper portions of a porphyry deposit. We have great vein density and porphyry style veining, and we importantly announced that we found chalcopyrite and bornite in our very first drill hole, which we had the gumption to start drilling as a private company, so we had catalysts for our investors.
Right.
So we're very excited to have gotten to the point where we're at right now. We are in the process of integrating all the data sets we have. We flew an additional mobile MT geophysics survey, doubled the size of our land package, have done a lot of additional surface mapping and sampling work, largely in preparation for what could be future drilling programs at site. And we'll be updating the market in due course with basically an expose of what we've learned at Red Top. It's really important in porphyry exploration science to take a patient approach, look at all the minute details, and make sure you're giving the market a comprehensive update of what you found.
I've actually, in my letter, I've been talking a fair bit in the last 6 months or so about how porphyry exploration is harder than it seems. When you flip through a corporate presentation and there's pretty maps that have geophysical targets and graphics of how a porphyry evolves and what the different zones of it look like. Well, yeah, it's just like putting holes into a bullseye. But it's actually a lot more complicated than that, right? They're huge, especially when there's been a lot of fluid that's moved through a system. The alteration halos can be very big, and so just vectoring into the core, which is the part that matters, is a process.
I couldn't agree more. I've been learning a lot myself. I think at Resolution, it's important to note that there is a very large pyrite cap, and our theory at Red Top was that the porphyry system was tilted slightly, so where you see a bright red blob in your geophysics isn't necessarily the core and the most valuable portion of that system. So yeah, we've learned a lot at Red Top.
For sure. Okay, so that's Red Top, but Red Top is by no means the only project in the portfolio. Let's talk about South Bullfrog. So you have 4 copper porphyry targets or projects in the portfolio, and then you have 2 gold, and one of them is South Bullfrog, which is in a very busy area. So talk to me about the area where South Bullfrog is, what else is happening there, the kinds of mineralization that have been found, sneaky 3.5 million ounce discoveries. Tell me about that.
Definitely, it's a really hot district, Gwen. One we're very fortunate to have had staked over a year and a half ago. Hats off to our technical advisors.
I can't believe you staked the heart of the Bullfrog district. It's crazy.
People
are paying tons of money for land in there.
Definitely, very exciting land holding for us to have. And importantly, it's no longer just land. We've learned so much about this property, and our team's done some fantastic leading exploration science here to help us uncover what could be another silicon deposit, another Bullfrog, another North Bullfrog or Mother Lode deposit, which the district now hosts about 10 million ounces of gold. And importantly, the biggest player is Anglo Gold Ashanti. They've been rolling up Corvus Gold. There's lots of rumors about who could be next. But when you have $500 million deals being done literally contiguous with your land claims, if we have a material discovery of epithermal gold that could be hosted along structures and faults on our property, the marginal cost of adding an additional deposit to Anglo Gold's hub and spoke production facility at North Bullfrog could be marginal and could attract a really good premium for our project in the marketplace and potentially in the eventuality of a transaction. So we've been working really hard to understand the potential at this site. Importantly, we've flown 2 mag surveys. We've run a 5-line IP geophysics survey, cross-cutting the known orientation of the faults and structures on our property and also within the region. And now we've received all of our geochem data back. It's where we have anomalous gold and indicator minerals coincident with the structure in the IP. It's a great place to go and drill. So we put a press release out a couple weeks ago, updating the market with 4 key target areas to start. And I know there's a number of other ones that Dr. Tim McIntyre has in the pipeline. He's quite excited about this project.
And so when will you actually start drilling down there? Is that?
We start this quarter.
You start this quarter. That's
Yes.
what I thought. Okay. Okay, so that's South Bullfrog. Now, we're not going to go through all the projects in the portfolio, but there's 3 others that you also plan to drill this year?
Definitely. We're very ambitious as a group. Our management team, our average age is 38, and we've got a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. And importantly here, we're not here to ride out a cycle. We want to really create some value and have a material discovery in the Southwest U.S. So yes, we have 3 other projects we're progressing as well. We're moving to Miller Mountain after South Bullfrog, which is another gold property that we have in Idaho. We're going to return to Nevada and drill our Dewdrop project in Yerington as well, which is another increasingly active district, and then move down to Pearl, which is our 3rd porphyry copper target next to Salmon Well, Kalamazoo. And what I really like to notice and just help remind people about how busy and impressive and active this whole space is in the Southwest U.S. right now. A lot of people want to just invest in emerging jurisdictions, but there are some really exciting rocks and some really exciting projects to invest in the Southwest U.S. For example, Rio Tinto's Newton team, which is a highly specialized team that's been empowered with a lot of capital internally. They've made 2 significant investments. One in the Yerington district. They've signed a $60 million joint venture with Lion Copper and Gold, and they've also invested in Arizona Sonoran, $30 million in equity there. So these are 2 jurisdictions that we've been in for 2 years.
Right.
And you now have a super major coming and making toehold investments in these districts where we have dominant property positions and have been actively progressing our exploration programs. So very exciting times, Gwen, despite the prevailing market sentiment.
Market sentiment will be what it is, but you're just going to carry on. You clearly have plans. You have enough capital to carry you through a good portion of those plans. And I look forward to seeing what comes out. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Gwen. Anytime. It's always a pleasure.